President Trump says a high-stakes meeting with China has led to a trade deal. I'm Rachel Hersheimer in Washington with how this could impact the economy.
It's a frosty morning. Coming up, where fog may impact travel and how to get ready for a blustery Halloween.
Missouri will pick up the tab of the federal government to keep some food assistance flowing. We are watching new developments before millions of Americans are set to lose their SNAP benefits later this week.
From Kansas City's news leader, this is KMBC 9 News on KCWE.
7 o'clock on your Halloween Eve. Thanks for joining us. I'm Cody Holyoke.
And I'm Jamie Weiss. First Alert meteorologist Nick Bender joining us this morning. I'm sure a lot of parents are trying to get all the last-minute costume details together, maybe some layers to go with their costumes.
Yeah, some parents probably pleading with their kids, please wear this costume. We got to wear this one. We decided on this one. Wear this one. We don't have time to get another one. And then you got to have the conversation about trying to keep them warm and talking them into wearing something warm under the costumes. Just all speaking from experience. 37 degrees. It is a cold morning, a frosty morning in some areas, and some patchy fog as well here in Kansas City. The wind is light. It's only about 5 miles per hour. You don't see any fog in this view. You see the spires. You see the big Ferris wheel there. Downtown Kansas City, but you go up into northern Missouri, that's where the fog is the thickest, north of St. Joseph and then north of Chillicothe. It is a cold morning, wind chill values right around freezing. Thankfully, the wind is light and will remain in that 5 to 10 mile per hour range this morning after the fog dissipates. We'll reveal lots of sunshine for the rest of the day. Temperatures reaching into the mid 50s, which is on the cooler side for this time of year. The normal highs in the low 60s. The next few mornings are going to be cold mornings, frosty mornings, and possibly the first freeze of fall across far northern Missouri. We already talked about trick-or-treating. Plan on some warmer layers underneath the costumes. I don't think you're going to need the big coats on the costumes this year. And it does get a lot warmer next week as highs reach near 70 degrees. Let's go to Johnny Rollins. He has a look at First Alert traffic this morning.
And good morning, Nick. It is 7:02. Taking a look at your First Alert traffic. Whatever it was, we know now it was construction, but we don't know what kind of instruction or what was going on. Southbound I-35 from 69 highway, this up north of the river in Liberty down to 152 highway, had it down to one lane for a long time, just cleared it, and now I-35 getting back to normal through there. So at this point, don't see any major delay, and the rest of the highways look fine. Johnny Mullins, News Chopper 9, back to you in the studio.
Johnny, thank you. We are following breaking news out of China this morning with major movement in the trade war between China and the U.S.
We're also watching the latest from Hurricane Melissa's impact in Jamaica. But first, we want to get to the latest on SNAP benefits that are set to run out here in the U.S.
We've learned the state of Missouri will try to step in and fill at least part of the funding gap here at home. KMBC 9's Martin Augustine is live to walk us through how that would happen. Martin.
Cody, it's going to happen in a couple of different ways, and it can happen fast enough for those families counting on that assistance to be able to come to the grocery store and feed their families. First, Governor Mike Kehoe of Missouri is ordering an immediate $5 million distribution to 6 food banks across Missouri, including Harvesters here in Kansas City. The $5 million comes from a fund called the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families, and it's usually appropriated by the state to those food banks later in the year, but the need is now, so the money coming now. Governor Kehoe's office says there is no way to move any state dollars to cover the loss of SNAP benefits. SNAP is an acronym for Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program because it runs entirely on federal dollars. However, the next way the Kehoe administration is aiming to provide at least a little bit of help is to transfer a little more than $10.5 million to the Missouri Area Agencies on Aging to help provide meals to senior citizens. That money coming from another senior services program. State of Missouri also pointing out, if you're involved in the WIC program, WIC, Women, Infants, and Children, a nutritional program there, that program is still going, so go to those appointments and redeem those benefits. And if you're wondering how deep the impact is on SNAP benefits in Kansas and Missouri, I invite you to go to KMBC.com, where we have an interactive map that breaks that down county by county, the percentage of households counting on those SNAP benefits. Reporting live, Martin Augustine, KMBC 9 News.
Martin, thank you. We know state leaders in Kansas say SNAP benefits will be delayed or suspended altogether there next month. That means nearly 188,000 people will go without benefits, losing an average of $183 per person per month. This week, Democratic Governor Laura Kelly joined 24 other states filing a lawsuit against the federal government for suspending SNAP. Meanwhile, Republicans continue to blame Democrats.
I just don't think that food ought to be used as a political weapon. I think we ought to continue funding the SNAP program as it currently is, shouldn't withhold food from people who strongly and desperately need it in communities all over the country, including in the district I represent.
Count on KMBC 9 News for updates as this shutdown gets closer to becoming the longest in U.S. history. We'll also list resources to help you and your neighbors on air and online at KMBC.com.
Now, we do want to get to that breaking news from overnight. President Trump now says a one-year trade deal has been reached with China after meeting with its President Xi Jinping. Rachel Hersheimer from Washington has the story.
President Trump said overnight the U.S. will reduce tariffs on China that were implemented earlier this year to punish China for selling products used to make fentanyl. The rate will be lowered from 20% to 10%, bringing the total combined import tax on China from 57% to 47%. President Trump also announced China would end restrictions on rare earth exports. The country recently limited exports of these elements, crippling the U.S. and other foreign companies. But President Trump said that will all change. As for soybeans, President Trump stated China would immediately resume purchasing American soybeans after China stopped buying from the U.S. Earlier this month, President Trump threatened to slap another 100% tariff on Chinese products on November 1st. After the meeting, he said that has been taken off the table.
But overall, I guess on the scale of from 0 to 10, with 10 being the best, I would say the meeting was a 12.
China's government put out a statement after the meeting saying President Xi noted the two teams had an in-depth exchange of views on important economic and trade issues and reached consensus on solving various issues. They should work out and finalize the follow-up steps as soon as possible. President Trump also said he'll visit China in April and President Xi will visit the U.S. after that. In Washington, I'm Rachel Hersheimer.
7:06 right now. Hurricane Melissa is hitting the Bahamas as a Category 2 storm this morning. Slammed into Jamaica earlier this week as a Category 5, then Cuba as a Cat 3. Storm has killed at least 30 people in the Caribbean. You see some of the damage here. Leaders in Jamaica say it's beyond catastrophic. Crews are working to clear the roads, get help to people who need it. The government's encouraging essential services to start running again in the wake of the storm.
We could easily say that between 80 to 90% of roofs have been destroyed. A significant number of buildings were damaged. On the ground, the impact is even more palpable.
Melissa is one of the most powerful hurricanes to make landfall in the Atlantic Basin. A local nonprofit group is preparing to help storm survivors, and you can pitch in too. KMBC 9's Rachel Ripp is live at Heart to Heart International in Lenexa to show us how. Rachel?
Cody, we're actually at the back of the building right now where they have their disaster response truck and shipping containers. Now, the group says that they have actively mobilized their unit to help with those impacted from Hurricane Melissa. Now, there are two ways you can help. You can make a monetary donation or you can sign up to help with their hygiene kits, with making their hygiene kits. So this nonprofit says they're already responding to Melissa, which has been the strongest storm to make landfall in the Atlantic Basin since 2019. Heart to Heart International says their team has provided health care to thousands of people in the Aboko Islands. They are also starting to send aid shipments to Jamaica and are prepared to send a medical team if the World Health Organization requests it. The next steps for the nonprofit are sending an assessment team in to learn more about Jamaica's immediate and also long-term needs. So if you want to sign up to make some of these hygiene kits, you can do so by going to their website. That's hearttoheart.org. They had 67 people volunteering to show up and make these kits just 2 days ago. They have more need to make those kits on November 11th and then also the 22nd. Reporting live, Rachel Ripp, KMBC 9 News.
Rachel, thank you. We know so many groups are championing the cause and stepping up to help.
And this is a storm that our weather team has been tracking for over a week at this point. And Nick, what's the latest on Melissa?
It's moving north now, north rapidly compared to what it was just a few days ago where it was crawling. It's now moving at 21 miles per hour. It's north of the Bahamas and it's moving out into the western Atlantic. It looks like it will pass, at least the eye will pass to the west of Bermuda and remain well off the eastern seaboard. So that would be rip currents and maybe some increased surf up and down the eastern seaboard, but no direct impacts to the contiguous United States. Here in Kansas City this morning, it's cold, it's frosty in some spots, and there's patchy fog as as well. It is 37 degrees. You're going to notice some fog this morning. This afternoon, lots of sunshine, a chilly day. High of only 56 degrees, and then with a clear sky overnight, temperatures dipping into the 40s, down into the 30s again for tomorrow morning. Additional patchy frost is possible. It will be chilly tomorrow evening with temperatures in the lower 50s and a north wind at about 10 miles per hour, so warmer layers under the costumes. Saturday will be a chilly day with a cloudy sky, high of only 51 degrees, and then warming to near 60 degrees on Sunday. And each morning this weekend, a frost is possible. Cody.
Nick, thank you. You know, if there's one thing you could say about Kansas City is that we show up when our community needs us.
And that's just what thousands of people recently did to support a 3-year-old boy and his family. KMBC 9's Matt Fleener takes us to Tucker's parade.
You ready to have some fun? Here comes a big old fire truck.
This is crazy. I love this.
You've seen parades before, but probably nothing ever like Tucker's parade.
Give us a wave right here. Yeah, all right.
Easily. More than 1,000 trucks, Jeeps, first responders, camels, dogs, motorcycles, and even a police helicopter showed up to honor 3-year-old Tucker Langford.
Are you having a good time?
It's not.
Oh, yeah.
They said it could be months, it could be weeks.
Tucker has a rare skin and heart condition. He just came home from Children's Mercy to be on hospice. But Kansas City heard about what happened from a viral social media post and organized a parade because he loves big trucks and really anything that moves.
All that I care about is my little boy and making sure that he knows how well loved he is and showing him that he has support.
In a time when so many of us are so far apart, Kansas City came together for 3 hours.
This is like the get-along shirt for the city that we so desperately needed. Stop arguing with everybody, stop being mad, stop shooting everybody, just get along. Like, if we can't as a city do this, what are we doing? You know what I mean?
I'm just blown away of all the people that showed up today, no doubt about it. And we're so thankful for each and every one of you that did show up today.
Loud,
you guys are awesome. You rock on.
And for however long Tucker has left.
You like that motorcycle?
This was a day both he and his family and Kansas City won't soon forget.
Thank you everyone. We're so blessed.
Matt Fleener, KMBC 9 News.
This story continues tonight on KMBC 9 News at 6, how you can show your support for Tucker this Halloween in his family's message to the entire community as they spend their final days with him.
7:12 right now. Your Kansas City Chiefs have a big matchup Sunday. Hear what Patrick Mahomes has to say about being hated going into Highmark Stadium.
Less than a month away, and we have a big announcement today when you can find out who will flip the switch coming up.
Find your winter coat coming up, where frost will be heaviest over the next few mornings and who may need to prepare for the first freeze of fall.
Your source for first alert weather and News Chopper 9, Kansas City's news leader, KMBC 9 News.
And welcome back. It is 7:15 as we take a look at your first alert traffic and a pair of accidents on I-70 inbound Missouri side. The first one is going to be here at Van Brunt. I-70 coming up to the Jackson curve. You can see the right lane's blocked here. Looks like an ambulance on the scene. And we may have that ramp from Van Brunt to westbound I-70 blocked as well. Looks like emergency vehicles, maybe another ambulance down there. Add to this, which already has a 15, maybe 20-minute backup, another wreck back upstream is going to be just past Noland Road. That one just occurred. Looks like a couple of cars really damaged down there, and the right lane is blocked, a very narrow 2 lanes getting by. So, again, that one with a backup as well. So those two together could cost you an extra half hour if you're jumping on I-70 anywhere to the east of Noland Road. Johnny Rollins, News Chopper 9, back to you in the studio.
Thanks for looking out, Johnny. Your Kansas City Chiefs are preparing for a Sunday showdown on the road. It's now something of a yearly marquee matchup, too.
Yeah, they're going to be traveling to New York to take on the Buffalo Bills in Highmark Stadium. So the Chiefs were on the practice field yesterday. The two teams have been at the top of the AFC in the playoff picture for the past couple of years. The Chiefs right now are in a 4-0 record in the playoffs under Andy Reid, but they have not won a regular season matchup since 2020. This recent rivalry is something the players cherish, especially when playing at their place.
I mean, they don't like us. I mean, that's pretty. They do not like the Chiefs. But I mean, it is a cool environment. I love playing in like historic stadiums, and that stadium has had so many great players play in it. And who knows, it might be the last time that we get the opportunity to play there. It'll be a great challenge for us, and they're loud, and that's what you want. You want to go in and be in a hostile environment. That's what football, when you watch on TV as a kid growing up, is the environments you want to play in. And so obviously they're not rooting for us, but you get to bond together as a team and get to go into a historic stadium and play in a great environment.
The Bills are led by reigning NFL MVP quarterback Josh Allen. Of course, the Chiefs have had a hard time stopping him in regular season games.
Allen says he knows playing the Chiefs means bringing your best.
They've gotten our number in the playoffs a few times, and we understand that. But again, we're just focused on trying to go 1-0 this week in the 2025 season.
In the matchups between the two teams last year, the Bills defeated the Chiefs in the regular season in Buffalo 30-21. That was the Chiefs' first loss of the season. Then in the AFC Championship game at Arrowhead, the Chiefs defeated the Bills 32-29. That's when it matters.
Yeah, that's right. Chiefs got some help with their run defense Wednesday when a familiar face returned to the team. Welcome back to defensive tackle Mike Pennel. Rejoined the team after his release from the Bengals. He spent training camp with the Chiefs before being cut. He spent 5 seasons with Kansas City in his 11-year career. Good to have him back. Chiefs and Bills face off Sunday afternoon in Orchard Park, New York. Kickoff set for 3:25.
After trying to tie up the Fall Classic in Game 4, a big Game 5 took place last night in the City of Angels.
The Toronto Blue Jays jumped out to an early lead.
Here he comes off and going Game 5 with a fastball that's hit in the air to deep left field. Call to the track. It's on!
Toronto started the game with back-to-back homers. Blue Jays continued the offensive output, had stellar pitching to keep the Dodgers in check. They win Game 5 6-1 and now lead the World Series 3-2.
So the series now shifts back to Toronto. Game 6 will be played tomorrow night at 7. If the Dodgers can force a Game 7, that'll be Saturday night at 7 o'clock.
Biggest secret in Kansas City will be revealed today.
Yeah, we're sharing who is going to be flipping the switch at this year's Evergy Plaza lighting ceremony. The exclusive announcement is happening tonight during KMBC 9 News at 6. And while we can't tell you who it is yet, we can give you a clue about our Mystery Plaza Lights switch flipper. It is one of the ways Patrick and Brittany Mahomes are leaving their mark on Kansas City. Okay, ruminate with that for a minute. Have any idea? Our next clue is coming up on KMBC 9 News at noon. You'll want to tune in. We've definitely had some interesting guesses sent in to our newsroom email and on social media, so got to stay tuned.
All right, find out if you're right, I guess, a little bit later on tonight.
Hard to believe that's only a few weeks away.
Right.
It just happened so quick because it seemed like fall was just kind of shrunk down with how warm it was in October. This morning, it's cold and there's patchy, dense fog. That could last, especially in northern Missouri, for the next few hours. I'm sure you're noticing some of that fog here in Kansas City. Over the next few mornings, they'll stay frosty with temperatures in the mid-30s. I don't think there'll be a freeze here in the metro or hard freeze where you have temperatures at or below 32 degrees for several hours, but northern Missouri Sunday morning may experience their first freeze of fall. But next week, it does get a lot warmer. Temperatures climbing into the 60s, possibly 70s by this time next week. For today, patchy fog this morning. As we look ahead on our 12-hour forecast for today in Kansas City, lots of sunshine this afternoon. Temperatures reaching into the mid-50s, and it will stay chilly in the mornings. The next several mornings see lows in the low to mid-30s for Halloween. I don't think you're going to need the big coats on the kids, but maybe some warmer layers underneath the costumes. Temperatures between 6 and 8 o'clock tomorrow evening in the low 50s. It'll be blustery during the afternoon if you have any daytime outside activities. Chilly in the sunshine for KC Current's last regular season home game on Sunday, and there comes the upper 60s and 70s for next week. .23 on a cold and foggy morning for some. You see that fog here in our City View cam in downtown Kansas City. I don't think it's going to impact the drive here in the metro, but it could be thick in spots, especially in northwest Missouri. Visibility at the airport's at a quarter mile, and it is 37 degrees. And fog may linger through 10 o'clock this morning with a lot of sunshine for this afternoon. It'll be a chilly day with highs only reaching into the mid-50s. The typical high this time of year is 61 degrees. And the next several mornings through Sunday will be cold with lows in the low to mid-30s, afternoon highs in the 50s. Saturday will be the coldest day with the cloud cover. So if you have any outdoor games, soccer matches, plan on dressing warm, and plan on dressing warm underneath the costumes for Halloween. Between 6 and 8 o'clock tomorrow evening, temperatures in the low 50s. So maybe not the winter coats over the costume, maybe some warmer layers underneath. It does get warmer next week with highs in the upper 60s and low 70s.
Missouri Governor Mike Kehoe says he will take steps to provide food assistance to Missourians days before federal funding for SNAP benefits are set to run out. The governor's office says the state can't fully replace SNAP benefits, but it is working to speed up funding for food banks and senior services to help fill the gap as much as possible.
State leaders in Kansas say SNAP benefits will be delayed or suspended altogether there next month. That means nearly 188,000 Kansans will go without benefits, losing an average of $183 per person per month. This week, Democratic Governor Laura Kelly joined 24 other states filing a lawsuit against the federal government for suspending SNAP.
The United Way is urging people who can help to snap into action. They'll be hosting 2 meal packing events on November 6th and the 8th. Kits will be given to several nonprofit partners serving local families. If you would like to support the effort by volunteering or donating, you can go to unitedwaygkc.org. We're taking a live look over KC, a foggy start. Nick's got the forecast when we come back.
Thanks to the government shutdown, the lifeline of SNAP benefits runs out on Friday. We'll show you how the state of Missouri is trying to help.
Well, I think it's going to be rough. We still have to pick up the pieces and move on.
Hurricane Melissa is leaving devastating damage in its wake. Local organizations are doing what they can to help. How you can join in the efforts.
They've been efficient running the football, but I feel like he's really gotten back to where he was.
After an injury sidelines another Chiefs player, we'll show you how Kareem Hunt is stepping up as a new set of legs for the team.
From Kansas City's news leader, this is KMBC 9 News on KCWE.
7:30 on your Thursday morning, October 30th. Thanks for joining us for First News Today. I'm Cody Holyoke.
And I'm Jamie Weiss. First Alert meteorologist Nick Bender joining us with this Halloween Eve forecast, if you will.
I've got some fog out there this morning, so
looks
certainly maybe
spooky.
this kind of sets the tone just a bit. That fog's dense in spots, especially north of Kansas City along Interstate 29, north of St. Joseph. But you will notice fog this morning here in the metro. You'll need your warmer coats as well. It's a cold fog. It's 37 degrees, maybe some frost on the pumpkins with a light west breeze. You can see that fog there in our downtown City View cam, and not much wind. The flag not flying at all. Visibility at the airport is down to a quarter mile, and it's 37 degrees. And patchy dense fog will persist through the next several hours. Could last through 10 o'clock here in Kansas City before it dissipates, revealing lots of sunshine for the rest of your day. It'll be a chilly day with a high of 56 degrees. The normal high this time of the year is 61, so about 5 degrees below normal this afternoon. The next few mornings are going to be colder mornings with patchy frost possible through Sunday. For trick or treat tomorrow evening, thinking more layers under the costume and not a big coat over the costume. And a lot warmer weather is on the way for next week. Could have a few days, Johnny, with high temperatures reaching 70 degrees.
All right, Nick, thanks so much for that. As we take a look at your First Alert traffic, it is kind of reminiscent of when we had some wet roads yesterday with all the accidents we're having this morning. Here's the latest. Southbound I-35 near Shoto Traffic Way. Looks like the right lane block there may be the acceleration lane from Shoto on to I-35 southbound, but either way, it is causing quite a backup here, all the way back to Vivian Road and kind of easing back to 435. So I-35 here from the Northland in trouble with about a 15-20 minute drive time delay. We still have the accident westbound I-70 out by Nolan Road, but now that's on the shoulder of the road. The backup, though, from that, and when we had a lane blocked, is all the way to Little Blue Parkway, almost all the way back to Woods Chapel. That's a 15-20 minute drive time delay as well. The good news, though, they cleared the accident. We had a Van Brunt that was causing another big delay, so that one is erased from the delay list right now and looking a lot better. Johnny Rollins, News Chopper 9, back to you in the studio.
Johnny, we appreciate the update. We are nearly exactly a month into the federal government shutdown, now in day 30. Rainy day in Washington, D.C. Still no movement there as Democrats and Republicans accuse each other about a lack of progress. And now there are growing concerns about a hunger crisis as 42 million Americans are set to lose food assistance at the end of the week. Thousands of local families are facing food insecurity, many for the first time. So the United Way of Greater Kansas City is urging people who can help to snap into action.
Staffers say calls for food assistance alone have spiked by 16% since September. The United Way will host 2 meal packing events on November 6th and then on the 8th. Kits will be given to several nonprofit partners, each that serve local families. If you would like to support this effort, you can volunteer or donate by going to unitedwaygkc.org. One of the casualties of this shutdown, though, involves federal assistance meant to help families put food on the table.
That's right. Now we've learned the state of Missouri will step in to fill at least part of that funding gap. KMBC 9's Martin Augustine is live to walk us through how that'll happen. Martin.
Cody, it'll happen in a couple of different ways, and it can't happen soon enough for families counting on that assistance just to be able to come to the grocery store and feed their families. First off, Missouri Governor Mike Kehoe is ordering an immediate $5 million distribution to 6 food banks across Missouri, including Harvesters here in Kansas City. The $5 million is coming from a fund called Temporary Assistance for Needy Families. It's usually appropriated by the state to those food banks later in the year, but the need is now, and the money is coming now. Governor Kehoe's office says there's no way to move any state dollars to cover the loss of SNAP benefits. SNAP's an acronym for Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program because it runs entirely on federal dollars. However, the second way the Kehoe administration's aiming to provide a little bit of help is to transfer a little more than $10.5 million to the Missouri Area Agencies on Aging to help provide meals to senior citizens. That money coming from another senior services program. The state also pointing out that families that are involved in WIC, W-I-C, Women and Infants with Children, that program is still going. Keep those appointments, continue to redeem those benefits. Now, if you're wondering how deep the impact is of SNAP benefits across Kansas and Missouri, we have an interactive map for you up on our website right now, KMBC.com, that breaks everything down county by county on the percentage of households counting on those SNAP benefits. Reporting live, Martin Augustine, KMBC 9 News.
Thank you, Martin. Government shutdowns also affecting Head Start programs across the country. Head Start relies on federally funded grants to give early education and child development programs to low-income children. Mid-America Regional Council is hosting a news conference at 10 this morning to discuss the shutdown and its effect it's having on local Head Start programs. They've been sounding the alarm for a couple of weeks on that. Got on KMBC 9 News for updates as the shutdown gets closer to becoming the longest in U.S. history. We'll also list resources to help you and your neighbors on air and online at KMBC.com.
A family is safe after a garage fire in Lee Summit overnight. This happened at the home near Southeast Bristol Drive and Southeast 3rd Street. Firefighters were called to the area just after 10:45. Smoke and fire were seen coming from a basement garage. Everyone was able to get out safely as crews put out the fire. The cause of that fire is under investigation, but firefighters do believe this was an accidental fire. The Federal Reserve cut a key interest rate to its lowest level in 3 years.
The decision came with dueling mandates, meaning two different dissenting opinions. One Fed governor wanted a larger cut. Kansas City's Fed president wanted to hold interest rates steady. Since September, the Fed has cut interest rates by 1.5%. Chief economist at Commerce Bank tells us that means the economy's cooling.
They've had a slight tap on the brake on the economy with rates set where they are. They know that they need to take their foot off the brake a bit, and this 150 basis points in total now is a lot closer to getting them to what they consider to be neutral policy, where they're really not favoring job growth over a reduction in inflation.
Fed's next meeting is in December, and the Fed chair says right now he doesn't know if another cut will be made then. Right now, inflation's at 3%, and the Fed's goal is 2%.
Now we want to get to Hurricane Melissa. The word catastrophic doesn't even cover it. This morning, we're getting a new look at some of the devastation in Jamaica in the aftermath of this historic storm. Now at least 30 people are confirmed dead in the Caribbean after a 185-mile-per-hour winds knocked down those trees. The storm also destroyed homes and washed out roads. I'm here in the Weather Center with Nick Bender. Nick, you and the weather team has been tracking this storm for over a week at this point, and it's still a hurricane.
It is. It's still a strong hurricane. It's Category 2 hurricanes really starting to pick up speed as these tropical systems, they get farther north and they start getting picked up by stronger upper level steering winds. They tend to move more rapidly. So now the movement is north-northeast at 21 miles per hour. So it's pulling away from the Lesser Antilles or from the Bahamas, and it's moving out into the western Atlantic. It will remain well to the east of the eastern seaboard. It's going to come really close to Bermuda. So at the very least, there's going to be increased risks of a riptide and maybe some higher surf along the eastern seaboard there, but it's mainly a beach impact type of storm at this point for the contiguous U.S. It is frosty this morning. It's foggy this morning. It is 37 degrees. Need a warmer coat, and it will remain chilly through the day, even with sunshine, a high of 56 degrees, and then more frost is possible again tomorrow morning. In fact, frost is possible each morning through the weekend with chillier afternoons, especially on Saturday with a lot of cloud cover, 51 degrees. It'll be chilly tomorrow evening for trick-or-treaters. Plan to dress for temperatures in the low 50s with a north wind, about 10 miles per hour. Wind you might feel, Cody.
All right, Nick, thank you. The impact of Hurricane Melissa is being felt here in the metro.
Yeah, one woman who works at Exclusive Jerk, it's a Jamaican restaurant in South Kansas City, is anxiously waiting to hear from her family in Jamaica. Her dad lives on the western part of the island, which was the hardest hit by Hurricane Melissa. She hasn't spoken to him since Sunday, when her dad was already worried about finding a place to protect his food truck.
I haven't heard from my side of family as yet, but I've definitely seen the damage it has done, and it's just heartbreaking to see.
A local nonprofit group is stepping up to send aid to people affected by Hurricane Melissa.
Let's go to KMBC 9's Rachel Rippin, Lenexa at Heart to Heart International's headquarters with ways you can help. Rachel.
Cody, yeah, so we're actually at the back of Heart to Heart International right now, where they have their shipping containers and disaster response trucks, and the nonprofit says they are mobilizing aid right now. There are two ways you can help. You can donate by giving a monetary donation or building a hygiene kit. Now, the nonprofit says they have already been responding to the impacts of Melissa, which has been the strongest storm to make landfall in the Atlantic Basin since 2019. Heart to Heart International says their team has provided health care to thousands of people in the Abaco Islands. They're also starting to send aid shipments to Jamaica and are prepared to send a medical team if the World Health Organization requests it. Those next steps for the nonprofit are sending an assessment team in to learn more about Jamaica's immediate and also long-term needs. So if you want to sign up to make one of these hygiene kits, you can do so at hearttoheart.org. .org. They still need a lot of volunteers. They have dates on the 11th of November and then also the 22nd. Reporting live, Rachel Ripp, KMBC 9 News.
Heart to Heart isn't the only local group that's lending a hand. Operation Barbecue Relief has loaded up supplies with crews on the way to Florida to staging, and they are preparing to send aid to Jamaica as well. The Peculiar Missouri nonprofit gives out food to first responders and to people affected by disasters. You can donate or volunteer just by visiting obr.org.
The Chiefs are headed to Buffalo to take on the Bills, but they may be down a running back after an injury from Isaiah Pacheco. Coming up, we'll hear from Kareem Hunt on his ability to take more reps.
This is a new frontier that will be a nightmare for the American family and American children unless Congress does its job.
A Missouri senator proposes a bill to stop kids from using AI chatbots. Why Senator Josh Hawley says it's time for Congress to step in.
Find your winter coat coming up, where frost will be heaviest over the next few mornings and who may need to prepare for the first freeze of fall.
Your source for first alert weather and News Chopper 9, Kansas City's news leader, KMBC 9 News.
And welcome back. It is 7:44. We're taking a look at your first alert traffic, and right now we're still seeing this accident activity on the right shoulder of I-70 westbound, just a little past Nolan Road. And with that, we are seeing a backup from this, even though no lanes are blocked. They were previously. In fact, it was down to one lane for a while through here. But yeah, the heaviest part of I-70 right now, the inbound, and it's backed up all the way beyond 470 to Little Blue Parkway, almost all the way back to Woods Chapel. Now, this is a little bit more of a rolling back up through here. We're going to call it still a 15 or 20-minute drive time delay, though. Cleared the accident we had southbound I-35 near Shoto, but but the backup from that kind of persisting, still heavy really from Vivian Road back to 435, maybe a little beyond. But that is on an improving trend here, and hopefully we're going to see that continuing to get better. Johnny Rollins, News Chopper 9, back to you in the studio.
Johnny, thank you. We now know the name of an Independence man who died after an apparent medical emergency at the Jackson County Jail. Medics brought 44-year-old Billy Joe Hercules to a local hospital on October 19th, and he later died there. Sheriff's Office is looking into what happened, and they claim right now it looks like corrections officers never touched him. County medical examiner will announce his official cause of death.
One of the two brothers charged in a 2024 shooting outside of North Kansas City High School has pleaded guilty. Lavondre Smallwood entered his guilty plea Wednesday during a hearing. He pleaded guilty to 2 counts of second-degree assault and 2 counts of unlawful use of a weapon. A sentencing hearing is set for January 23rd of next year. His brother, Michael, will spend 11 years in prison for his role in the shooting. He was sentenced in June.
We're going to keep you safe with news of new protections for teens using artificial intelligence.
This comes amid growing concerns about suicides. Here's ABC's Andrea Fujii.
This morning, new restrictions for teens who use chatbots. The company Character AI is no longer allowing users under 18 to engage in open-ended chats with its AI-generated characters after lawsuits claimed the app played a role in suicide attempts and deaths. One lawsuit came from the family of 14-year-old Sewell Setzer. They say he took his life after forming a romantic relationship with a bot.
Sewell spent the last months of his life being exploited and sexually groomed. The platform had no mechanisms to protect Sewell or to notify an adult. Instead, it urged him to come home to her.
Character AI had already rolled out protections, but says with this ban, they want to set a precedent that prioritizes teen safety while still offering young users opportunities to discover, play, and create. A Senate bill will ban minors from using chatbots from all companies.
It's not a therapist, it's not a pastor, it's not a priest. AI is about making profits.
Families supporting the bill spoke to lawmakers, including this mother, who says her son is now in treatment after he began harming himself and threatening their family. She blames a chatbot for convincing him that his parents were against him.
My son developed abuse-like behaviors and paranoia, daily panic attacks, isolation, self-harm, and homicidal thoughts.
A recent report found more than 70% of teens have now used artificial intelligence as a companion.
Just as we added seatbelts to cars without stopping innovation, we can add safeguards to AI technology without halting progress.
Character AI's ban of chatbots for teens begins November 25th. Until then, teens are allowed 2 hours of the chat function per day. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
The Kansas City Chiefs may have to rely on another pair of legs to run for the ball now.
Running back Isaiah Pacheco hurt his knee late in the Commanders game Monday night, and he was in his element all game, rushing for 58 yards before this injury in the fourth quarter. See him pound the field like he knows that he hurt himself. Sprained his MCL and is considered week to week on the injury report. He didn't practice yesterday, but head coach Andy Reid says he doesn't think Pacheco will be out long term, which is good news. Reporters asked Kareem Hunt if he's able to take the lead as running back against the Bills.
Most definitely, I love the game of football, so, we got some other guys too who can make plays, so definitely ready for whatever I'm asked for to do.
Chiefs head to Buffalo Sunday after 3 weeks of home games. Chiefs are 5-3 on the season compared to the Bills, who are 5-2 after a bye week. Kickoffs at 3:25 Sunday afternoon.
Well, it was a big moment for women's sports last night as international soccer took the pitch at CPKC Stadium.
Yeah, the first time the U.S. women's national team played there. That's KC Currents. Michelle Cooper there with the assist to Emma Sears last night as Team USA played New Zealand in a friendly and made a statement, winning 6-0. Scoring included a second assist from Cooper, too. Fans at the game told us they couldn't miss this moment.
I mean, honestly, it's just really cool to be able to see the national team here in the Heartland and play.
You can't really put a price on how special it is to see this women's national team in the first women-built stadium in the world. You had to be here.
We Want Law is now the chant coming from the stands here.
And there is Laura Labonta coming in.
Okay, this was such a special moment from last night's match. The KC Currents' Lola Bonta, captain of the team, was on the sidelines going into the second half, and Kansas City was going to make sure she got her time on the pitch. Head coach Emma Hayes subbed her in, and it was like something out of a movie. You know, I'm sitting there last night. I went to the game. That's why I'm tired today. That's why I've been yawning all morning. You just hear the whole stadium go, "We want Lo, we want Lo," and then the entire stadium's chanting it. At one point, they also said, "We want Allie," because she's also.
Did they get her?
No, but we got Lo, so hey, we'll take it.
50% is pretty good, right?
Whew, man, Jamie, that was a late night for you then.
Yeah, worth it.
I bet you it was absolutely worth it to see that. Hey, you're seeing a little bit of fog this morning, patchy, dense fog, especially north of Kansas City along Interstate 29 up to St. Joseph, and then maybe over to Atchison as well, and far northwestern Missouri. That fog will last for the next few hours or so. Lots of sunshine on the way for this afternoon. It's also a cold morning, a frosty morning, and a patchy frost is going to be possible each morning through the weekend, but there's a lot warmer weather on the way for next week, making a run at 70 degrees. 12-hour forecast for today in Kansas City, patchy dense fog through 10 o'clock this morning, then lots of sunshine for the remainder of the day with temperatures reaching into the mid-50s, which is about 5 degrees below normal for this time of the year. Light northwest breeze at 5 to 10 miles per hour. The wind will pick up some through the day on Friday for Halloween and increasing cloud cover through the afternoon into the evening. Now, there's no raindrops that are going to fall out of those clouds. The wind will pick up afternoon through about 4 o'clock, occasional gusts of 20 miles per hour. Between 6 and 8 o'clock, so when it's getting dark, temperatures dipping into the low 50s. So chilly enough for maybe a warm layer underneath the costume. Maybe you can get away without having to try to wrestle that big coat on the kids over their costumes tomorrow evening. 10 o'clock tomorrow night, 47 degrees, so it's going to get chilly quick with frost possible Saturday and Sunday morning. Maybe the first freeze of the fall season for northern Missouri. I can't rule out touching 32 degrees here in Kansas City, but for it to be like a killing freeze or a pipe bursting freeze, it needs to be 32 or colder for many, many hours, and I don't see that yet. But it will be chilly over the weekend. Saturday, cloudy, 51 for KC Currents' last regular season game, 59 degrees on Sunday. And then here comes that big, long stretch of warmer weather next week, highs in the upper 60s, maybe even 7 degrees on Wednesday with lots of sunshine. So the next few mornings are going to be warmer coat mornings with the potential of the first freeze of the fall season across northern Missouri Sunday morning. Warmer weather next week and no rain chances over the next 9 days.
It may have been a friendly, but America's best women's soccer players put on a show last night at CPKC Stadium, routing New Zealand 6-0. 4 KC Current players were on the U.S. team representing America and Kansas City on their home pitch. It's the first time the women's national team has played at CPKC Stadium.
I think it just comes down to players making plays in big moments, and that's kind of worked out for us in the playoffs and worked out for them in other times.
The Kansas City Chiefs are preparing for a Sunday showdown on the road against the Buffalo Bills. The Chiefs are riding a 3-game win streak, and the Bills are looking to prove they are still a top team in the AFC. Kickoff is set for 3:25 on Sunday. The Bills are led by reigning NFL MVP quarterback Josh Allen, while the Chiefs have had a hard time stopping him in regular season games. Allen says he knows playing the Chiefs means bringing your best.
They've gotten our number in the playoffs a few times, and we understand that. But again, we're just focused on trying to go 1-0 this week in the 2025 season.
The Chiefs and the Bills face off Sunday afternoon in Orchard Park, New York. Kickoff is set for 3:25. Nick, I think a lot of folks going to be watching that game this weekend.
Yeah, that's going to be a real good game. That's going to be a benchmark game. Right now, it's foggy. Look at the low clouds and fog here in Kansas City. Now, that's at rooftop levels, so down near the ground, you might have much better visibility, but it's down to a quarter of a mile at KCI, and it's 35 degrees, so it's a cold morning with just a little bit of a breeze. That fog will dissipate between 10 and 11 o'clock this morning. The low clouds will as well, revealing a lot of sunshine for the rest of the day and highs in the mid-50s. Next few mornings are going to be colder mornings, patchy frost possible each morning through Sunday. For trick-or-treating on Friday, temperatures in the low 50s tomorrow evening with a breeze of about 10 miles per hour, so maybe a warmer layer underneath the costumes. It'll remain chilly over the weekend with more clouds on Saturday, a high of only 51, and then for KC Current's last home game, regular game of the season, 59 degrees and sunny.